She was a very underrated actress, and that proved to be the case. She's incredibly well prepared. And we discussed, of course, particularly the hysteria. She comes to the clinic suffering from hysteria. We know that she had been already kicked out of a couple of asylums because she was uncontrollable. She was dysfunctional. She really couldn't function. And we had to show that. And so it's a question of level. How far do you go with that? In fact, we were really being rather subdued compared with what those patients really went through, and we have records of that. We have photographs that were taken by the French psychiatrist Charcot, who was a mentor of Freud's, and he specialized in hysteria. Hysteria was considered to be a disease of women, particularly, and the word comes from the Greek word meaning uterus. And in fact, they often remove the uteruses of women in order to cure them of this disease, which seems rather barbaric to us now, but they thought that was a reasonable thing to do at the time. Well, we have, as I say, we have the photographs of Charcot's patients, and we also have footage of Charcot's patients as well. And in addition, we have 50 pages of Christopher Hampton found this in the basement of the Bergholzli Clinic. 50 pages of Jung's analysis of Sabina, including his handwriting in the margins, describing her symptoms in great detail, what her face was doing, the contortions of her face and so on, face ravaged by tics, he said. So we had all this accurate information about that. And then in addition, I said to Keira, you are a woman who is being asked to describe things which are unspeakable to you, because a young woman, she's 18, she comes from a wealthy family, to say that I masturbate because I'm sexually aroused by my father beating me, this is unspeakable. This is something that was not accepted. And here she is trying to speak it because she's being asked for the first time. This is Freud's talking cure. She's being asked for the first time to say these things, these unspeakable things. In the Bergholzli Clinic, which was very advanced for its time, and it really was like the Garden of Eden for crazy people. I mean, they had gardens, they did have orchards, they had forest trails that the patients could walk through, and gazebos for them to look over Lake Zurich and so on. They played music, but the one thing that they didn't have was people listening to them. No, you're crazy. Why would we listen to what you say? Here was Freud saying, no, listen to them, because they will tell you what's wrong with them, and they will tell you how to cure them. So here is Sabina for the first time being asked to talk about these fantasies and her sexual reality. And part of her desperately wants to speak it, and wants to confess it, and then part of her feels it's intolerable and vile and repulsive, and she should not say these things, is trying to pull it back. So I said to Keira, I think it really, as is in other cases with these patients, it should all be around your mouth and jaw. You're trying to deform the words so that they're not understandable and so on. So that was the basis. And Keira is, you can talk to her about those abstract things, and then she can find a way to embody it. And that's her brilliance as an actress. And you can see all the way through, that's always there. Even as she becomes a substantial professional person, much more in control of her life, married, pregnant, there's still that volatility, that fragility underneath the surface. It's a really beautiful performance.